Alright, so here we are with Throne. And I have to say the game does look amazing. So there seems to be a huge drought for MMOs right now, and I have to agree because we don't have anything out that's relatively recent that isn't some autoplay garbage and actually requires like a skill in terms of, dodging, blocking, counterattack,
Hobbes of
position.
Laslan resisted Revolupius, who had usurped the throne, but his dominion was taken by the Archean Legion. However, Laslan was freed again by the Founders Order, led by Captain Da Vinci, and the Laslan Allied Resistance Forces were
Like you
founded.
can see, they put in a lot of work here, and so far it's promising. But again, it's Nexon, NCSoft, whatever. Any kind of game that comes out of them that ends up being like neglected, and they start doing the whole pay to win thing. Like they've been pretty notorious for the whole. If you want to get your sword from +9 to +10 to have the ultimate sword, you have to buy gems, crystals, or whatever to prevent it from breaking. That was a huge thing. So you would go in, do the dungeons, grind forever to collect all your materials, and if you ended up failing the upgrade, you actually went to like +8 or something like that. So you had to upgrade again to +9 to get another chance, plus 10ing, right? Unfortunately, that didn't work well with a lot of people, and those games end up dying. The only people who end up doing good in that is just the whales, which keep the games afloat. So, we will see. Collect all the note. Get a magic. So it looks like in this game, can actually all the weapons for one character, which I like, and then you upgrade the one weapon by equipping it. If I were to equip dual swords, congratulations, you have dual blade skill. And for life skills, I hope you can master all the life skills. Guess we'll just go with greatsword.
Do you need help with something? You still have unanswered questions, I see. Waypoints are one of the greatest implementations of Benelux magic. They allow you to instantly traverse from one location to another. Originally, teleportation was a spell that... It was... Try placing...
Lord Hobbes of Laslan resisted Revolupius, who had usurped the throne, but his dominion was taken by the Archean
Everything's
Legion.
voiced, and it's okay. It's
However,
pretty well done,
Laslan
I
was
think.
freed again by the Founders Order, led by Captain Da Vinci, and the Laslan Allied Resistance Forces were founded here.
Yeah, like there was Revelation Online, which was like the last game I kind of was excited about. Like it included action combat, you know, Graphics were good. It was promising at the time, and it was during like the drought. So like you either played WoW or Final Fantasy, and like some private servers like Arc Rage. That's the Arc Age private server. And you didn't want to play any of those games. You were stuck with the two big ones, and the two big ones were kind of boring. And just after a while, you just don't want to play those. You want to play something new. Black Desert was pretty good. The graphics were good. The combat was good, but it was so insanely grindy. And like not only that, you would have to grind out multiple classes if you wanted to try out different characters, right? And just like switch a weapon and then bring on some skills from your other character or other weapons to your weapon set. Kind of like you'd have to start from zero, and that was especially in a game that was extremely grindy. Um, do you have to have builds? Then that kind of defeats the purpose of switching weapons on the fly. Like, honestly, why can't there be? And I hate to say this, but like a game like RuneScape with modern graphics, like you have a world to explore. You could swap out weapons and just train that weapon. Like if you want to do strength training, pull out a melee weapon, select strength, and then you grind out strength stats. Instead of leveling up and then putting a skill point into strength, you literally train strength. Like I would even take it a step further and like if you want to do strength training, you pull out a two-hander, a giant mace, giant hammer, giant sword, whatever, the biggest fucking sword you could get, and just start killing monsters with it to train strength. You want to train accuracy and get real good with attacks and never missing. You have a sword, right? You do like a rapier or a single sword and shield. And then with a shield, you can kind of train defense so you can learn how to block with your weapon, right? Obviously, you have a higher chance of defending with an actual shield, but your offensive ability is kind of crap, right? Because you have basically a little sword. But like, what if I were to tell you that if you train sword and shield and you level up your defense ability, you have a chance of deflecting attacks with every other weapon. So like, leveling up your sword and shield increases a stat that allows you to be a better fighter overall. Like, you can block with your greatsword, you can deflect and parry with daggers. And then you can increase attack speed by going twin daggers, right? So you like stab people with your twin daggers, you do your like bat flips and you go into the shadows and stuff. Like you have an actual archetype, but as you level up the twin daggers, you increase your attack speed, which benefits all your other abilities. So then you're like, I'm bored of twin daggers, I want to train my strength. You pull out a greatsword. And it's not limited by level either, right? If you are a wealthy character in the game, like, you level up your sword and shield and that's like your main. You want to be your tank, right? You get to level 30, whatever. And you have enough gold now for a mithril greatsword. You don't have to start with an iron one. You can go straight to the mithril because you put in the time in one class. And you could buy a mithril greatsword and kind of speed it up. Speed up your grinding or your training, I guess. And now you do some more damage. And obviously, like if you're a level 10 greatsword user, you're not going to do as much damage with the mithril sword or be as effective as if you were a level 50 greatsword user. So you kind of have to put in some training too. But like, you know what I mean? Like if you have the wealth, why can't you buy the best sword in the game and then train with it? You're already put in the time and effort to build up your character. Why do you have to have like the shittiest sword? Buy the best sword, upgrade it, because hell, why wouldn't you want to do that? You already maxed out your sword and shield, you're like the best tank in the game, and you want to try something else. So you switch over to greatsword, or bow, or staff, or whatever. And you could just learn a second class, and it just benefits your character overall. Like, I would say, if you're training archery, it increases your agility, so you have basically just evasion. You're not doing parrying anymore, you're literally dodging attacks. And then with like magic for melee, I would say like crit chance, because you're smarter now. You know the weak points of the enemy. And like, that's what I mean. Like, each skill ends up feeding into each other. You have like agility training, which increases your stamina, so you have a sprint button, and like you can do shortcuts and stuff. I love that idea so much. And they just keep updating the game to add skills, so you have something to look forward to, and you want to do something different each game. And that's what I feel is lacking in current MMOs. I really want this to go out into the world. Like, somebody who is willing to go ahead and make a new MMO like this and put in all this effort, create a game system where a player can log in and like they don't want to kill a boss or grind monsters endlessly. They just want to chill by a tree and chop it, like in RuneScape, and make some money. Let them do that, and then use that money to buy better equipment, so that when they want to go train and level up and kill dragons or demons, or go into a dungeon or whatever, they're more equipped to do so, and the investment in their character allows them to kill stronger monsters, which gives better loot, better experience, so that they can level up their character faster. And I really feel we're missing something like that. Like, instead of having random flies and whatever the hell, rats, yeah, wasps, and it's like, go kill 10 wasps and come back and hand in the quest. To me, that's silly. It's so overdone. It's so boring. I wish it was more of a sandbox.
This was once the most prosperous granary in Laslan, but after the cursed rain came, it became infested with strangely enlarged pests. People tried to solve the problem by employing the power of free wizards, but the free wizards' clumsy magic only made things worse.
The Einar priestess Grace introduced waypoints as a great integration of
Yeah,
Vanillux.
go kill 10 wasps.
Teleportation was a rare skill that was only used by a few wizards. When the wizard Clay completed the schema for waypoints, it enabled anyone to teleport freely. Once you place your hand on a waypoint, it will glow with blue light, activating the schema. If you open the map and select an activated waypoint, you can instantly travel to that location.
I kinda wish left click was to attack. Like, you auto pick up loot too. Select a collection X page. I mean, I have to give it to them. Frame pacing is really
What should I do?
a little confused. Why would they introduce enemies and not give you a quest to kill them?
How can I help you?
In the apothecary at the Goldenrye pastures.
Not so much I don't like the game. It's more that I got burned out on a lot of promising games that came out.
Though he has yet to gain the approval of
And
his
what they end
master,
up doing
the
is
farmers pitied the outstanding apprentice, a gifted student who could memorize the names of countless medicinal herbs, but suffered under his eccentric master.
what they end up doing is they wait till you're at end game. They give you like a 5% chance, 2% chance, 1% chance even upgrade rate to increase your stats. Like you want to plus 10 your sword. Good luck. You have a 1% chance of upgrading it. You spend like 6 hours on your Saturday or whatever doing dungeons and stuff. Finally have all your materials and you go and upgrade. Instead of getting a plus 10 sword, now your sword's plus 8 because you didn't pay for the premium gems that prevented it from downgrading or increasing the likelihood of upgrading your sword. And that's what pissed everybody off with these Korean MMOs. So they make you go to the cash shop to buy a gem for 20 bucks or whatever, so that when you go to upgrade your sword to plus 10, it doesn't break or downgrade or whatever upon failure. But it doesn't even like, there's no 100% chance either. It goes from 1 to 5% without paying to maybe 15%. And then if it fails, congratulations, you're back to grinding the same dungeon for 6 hours. And eventually people just quit, because what's the point? You get burned out, and then the game slowly dies. The only people who end up doing well are people who just buy accounts with all the plus 10 gear. What if I should party with somebody? Okay.
The main ingredients for rancid powder can be acquired from harvesters and insects in the Goldenrye pastures. They are the decomposed heart of a harvester, which controls magical power, a wasp stinger, which controls magical toxicity, and a contaminated scarab horn, which has a tonic effect. These ingredients are highly toxic on their own, but highly effective together.
Honestly, now's not the time to be worrying about goblins.
But the game does look nice. Kind of interesting how they decided to give you morphing abilities, like you could turn into a wolf. I think I saw somebody as a deer or something instead of giving you mounts. Curious to see why they decided to do that. Because they just want to be unique, or do they actually have like, oh, if you have the bird ability, you can go to a new area.
Welcome to Mandrake Farmstead, where we grow them with love from seed to harvest. If it's fresh mandrakes you need, you've come to the right farm. Oh my. Then...
What do was Thank you. In the meantime.
Wooden bucket. Why would they say the wooden bucket is near the mandrake? Oh, it's near the... That's pretty cool.
You're Justin. I want to. I'm going to mix.
Instead of like walking into a building and then having a loading screen, and then you just teleport into an instance, they gave you an animation to kind of mask that.
You're just in time. I want to see how rainwater of a certain composition affects this area. I'm going to mix. I want you to sprinkle that rainwater on the scarab and observe while it's wet. I'm mixing the ingredients in the rainwater. It's almost done. I created the experimental rainwater. Be careful. Scarabs can become hostile suddenly when they are soaking wet from rain.
Oh.
I'm glad you were with me. It was the cursed rain that affected the creatures and harvesters in this area. A decade ago, Laslan was suddenly hit by tainted rain, which turned the creatures that were touched by it into rampaging monsters. I traced the composition of the tainted rain, and learned about the curse-causing ingredients used by the Shadowmancers. The rainwater you just sprinkled was made from those same ingredients. It seems to have the exact same effect as the tainted rain does. I'll report back to Venilux with the results of today's experiment. Thank you for your help, adventurer.
Daggers. Yeah, so you could turn into a scarab now, so instead of having a scarab mount. For uncommon weapon upgrade. So is this like New Perfect World where you have one weapon and you just have to keep upgrading it? Want to change how it looks? Buy a skin for it? I don't know why I'm activating this. Probably wait to... Here we go, battle pass. How do I equip different morphs? Okay, go to morphs, obviously. Ah, you turn into an otter. Why am I still a panther? I think the panther, otter, and bird are standard. So if you want to like fly or whatever, you'll never have a different. Well, I guess I wouldn't say never, but you'll probably like always be an eagle, like a red eagle or gold eagle for skin. If you want to do like a vanity transfer, you have that. I think that's under a different keybox. Right? Shortcuts. Right, N. Whatever.
While you search for treasures hidden in ships wrecked by storms and chests that have been drifting, you will encounter the masters of the coastline. From a distance, they look like normal crustaceans, but when you get up close, you'll find they pose a greater threat than you anticipated.
What brings you here? Huh? These are the ingredients needed to make rancid powder. Martinet must have sent you. But how did you know about these ingredients? Oliver, that clever boy. How did he figure this out already? He's quite bright. Herbalists have to go to perilous places to acquire ingredients. But Oliver can't even stand the sight of a mere ant. I'm waiting for him to overcome his fears. Well, I'll make the rancid powder for you right away. It must be urgent for you to come all the way out here.
But look at me, rambling on. Here's your rancid powder. Planning to go straight back to Martinez? In that case, why don't you try opening your map and teleporting to Castleton?
After acquiring the last ingredient from the Mandrake farmstead, you were able to meet the herbalist Wilson Hinman. He always entrusted the apothecary to his apprentice and collected herbs alone. He had to venture to all sorts of dangerous areas to get medicinal herbs. But his pupil was a coward, who would flee at the sight of an ant.
That's pretty cool. Parkour action going on.
You're back. Did you get some rancid powder? Good work. The rancid powder you brought is excellent in quality. I'll make the Mana calming potion for you right away. All right, here you are. Why don't you try it and see how it works? Just as I thought. It's much more effective. I tried to improve the efficacy, but I didn't expect the results to be this good. The calming potion's effect is very effective this time. I need to bring this to my sister right away. But as you know, I'm in no position to be wandering around outside. Oh, thank you so much. I made this potion earlier and used the same method to make it once more. Please pass it on to my sister's friend, Mina Pai.
The effect of the mana calming potion that Martinez made was incredible. Soon after you drank the potion, you could feel your magic begin to settle down. Martinez, who had been researching a way to relieve her older sister Adriana's pain for so long, finally succeeded in creating a potion more effective than her other attempts.
Sad part is like we had to wait for PS5 to come. All preloaded. I had SSDs in my computer for like 4 years before PS5. It wasn't until PS5 came out that's when games started including the instant load times are definitely welcome. Probably do quest here. Now I wonder if they actually rendered the clouds or they just put it as a skybox. Like a skybox to me. Lighting is pretty good. I like the reflection. Am I blind or?
Could you help me? I'm an investigator from the Lightbringer Society. Periodically, I check the creature contamination levels from the cursed rains that have fallen on this area. To do that, I must take a sample from those scary-looking creatures and place it in a contamination meter. But please defeat the creatures on the shores. Collect their samples and put them in a contamination meter.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, so you can't block with a ranged weapon. Makes sense. But then again, all their attacks are not hit scanned. They're actual projectiles they can get out of the way. That's decent. That's a good trade-off. Wonder if I could teleport. When you equip a new weapon, your skills do not update too. Backstab. Stab.
I got a clear measurement of the contamination. Thank you so much for your help.
Can I actually die from that? What?
The gods cherish us all.
Sure why they would add hooks you could grapple to, not have anything on. here for a view.
Huh? How can I help you?
Funny how the voice acting seemed to have stopped
Was unexpected.
20 minutes into the game.
Adriana had ventured far away to avoid the Archean Legion, who had discovered her hideout. She said that no matter how effective her potions were, they never lasted long enough. Adriana set out to find a way to completely soothe the tempestuous Mana.
Unfortunately, we're a bit late. That one must have taken Adriana away!
You have a star fragment just like that girl. I won't be going home empty-handed after all. You dare interfere with our plans? I'll kill you!
Hand over the star fragment!
I can't lose to some kid.
I'll take your star fragment, even if I have to pry it from your core! You won't be able to escape Lord Kutar until the day you die.
I can't forget that horrible nightmare I had. So many people. With time, my memories became clearer. It's agonizing.
I felt someone's presence in my sleep. I thought it was just Mina at first, but then I could tell from the heavy footsteps that the intruder was someone I didn't know. I quickly hid myself and watched the intruder pass by. The pattern engraved on their sword meant that they were part of the Archeum Legion.
Just why are the Archeum looking for me again? I can't allow that tragedy to be repeated. It's probably time for
The Archean Legion attacked the lighthouse where Adriana had been hiding, seeking the power of a star fragment. Only after defeating them did you discover her research papers and a diary she had left behind. There, she had clearly recorded the difficult times she had been through.
Just who was Janice Carter anyway? She recognized my power immediately, and knew that as long as I possessed it, I would be targeted by Arceum for the rest of my life.
She ended up telling me that the only way to truly be free from the Arceum was to leave as soon as possible and find some way to gain control over my power.
You found a piece of parchment that looked like a letter. The letter contained details about Janice Carter, someone Adriana had met. Janice, recognizing the strength of the star fragment, advised her that the only way to be free from the Arceum was to leave as soon as possible and find a way to control her power.
What?
Arceum forces captured Martinet, the younger of two twin sisters. By keeping her hostage, they forced the shaman Adriana, who wielded the power of a star fragment, to call forth the rains. As the ritual began, rain cascaded from the sky, accompanied by crashes of thunder. But the Arceum forces had altered the ritual. Their tampering caused a cursed rain to fall on Laslan. Wherever the rain fell, creatures transformed into violent monsters that attacked people and devastated the farmland. Adriana was shocked to witness what she had done. When the Arceum forces turned on the sisters, meaning to kill them now that they had served their purpose. The awe-inspiring power of the star fragment that lay dormant within Adriana flooded out, and their enemies were annihilated in an instant. In the aftermath, Adriana was beset by unspeakable disfigurations, swallowed by guilt over her role in causing the cursed rain.
That's something. Hold up.
I'm researching the contaminated beings of Windhill Shore. I've noticed an unknown contaminant on the floating plank in the sea, but I haven't been able to identify what it is. I only have a small amount of time to get the magic potion out of the water and onto the contaminant. Really? You must apply it to the contaminant within the time limit. Be careful not to let the magic potion...
For a second, I'm supposed to grab something, they don't... How would you even... This? Wide morph and
It was a large stone crab. Thank you so much.
why would I have to kill them up there? Okay, so when you actually equip something, you equip something. It's not okay. That's... A lot of newer games is your character doesn't change. You have to buy skins. Kind of sad. I think I know what we need. Doing? No. Was this guy just killing crabs?
In the past, Adriana had unleashed the cursed rain, and
Is there someone out there? Can anyone help me?
Okay.
There isn't that much time left. Oh, what should I do? There's something that I desperately need, but no one will even listen to me. Couldn't you find it in your heart to help me out, adventurer? Have you ever heard of this monster known as Iskale the Greyfanged? He was this dreadful wolf that possessed terrible Marvessence. Back in my younger days, I almost ended up getting killed by Iskale. The only reason I'm alive
In my younger days.
today is that Henry, the Lord's son, came to rescue me and the other children. He heroically sacrificed his own life to defeat Iskale. Whenever I get the chance, I try to visit Henry's grave in Castleton Abbey to leave some offerings. Last time, I made some gloves for him using the hide of a rabbit that I caught. The anniversary of Henry's death is coming soon, so I'd like to prepare a special gift for his grave. I saw a beautifully crafted keepsake at an old hunter's house once. He said he got it from participating in the wolf hunting contest that is held in Henry's memory. I wish I could get one of those keepsakes and bring it to Henry's grave, but I'm still too young to participate in the contest. You don't mind? You'll really get one of those keepsakes for me? If that's the case, then No, never mind. Actually, it would be nice if I could have 2 of these keepsakes. Do you think it'd be possible to get 2? Thank you so much, adventurer! The contest is hosted at the Lord's residence in Castleton. Go there and ask how you can participate.
Rolla, this way! Come over here for a second!
So many things to do. Making arrangements for the contest, checking up on the farm. I know that you've come a long way, but our situation is pretty bad. We might even have to shut down the contest at this rate. We must lure the wolves to proceed with the contest, but the bait we've been using just isn't working. Lord Hobbs cherishes this contest. He hasn't missed a single one. You have no idea how much trouble I'll be in if this year's event falls flat. Oh, wait. If you're here for the contest, can you please help me? I need some ingredients to make a new kind of bait. A wolf hunter keepsake. But that's... no, never mind. First, you need to help me procure the ingredients needed for the bait, okay?
Fetch me some bear asses.
Please defeat the Crackle in the wrecks on Wind Hill shores. They're tricky to find, but the wolves love eating them. The stench of crackle meat is irresistible bait for beasts like them. Also, investigate any chests that are left in the wrecks. They often contain fishing bait, which is quite effective as well. Please remember, crackle are difficult prey to hunt, so you should equip at least uncommon level armor. Why don't you pay a visit to armor crafter Rachel? I've already dropped a word with her.
Why don't you equip uncommon?
Dave,
my immersion
that the bait he was using
broke
for the
it.
hunting contest wasn't effective enough. He decided to solve this problem by developing a new kind. To get a keepsake for Soyuri, you must first gather the ingredients for this new bait from Windhill Shores.
Have you tried using the storage? It's very convenient.
Go with the growth stone. Kind of feels like Greatsword is good for just overall player and block with it. Then again,
Is your storage feeling a bit too small? Want to know how to expand it?
oh, here we go.
What's all that stuff in your bag? We can even help take your stuff to the crafters.
Hoi-ho, friend. If you need a weapon you can count on, you've come to the right place.
Ah, you must be the adventurer that our aide mentioned. So, you're off to hunt Crackle? That means you're in need of some tough armor. Usually, you need to bring materials to crafters like us to make armor. Since you came through Dave's introduction, I will provide the materials just this one time. Try crafting the armor you need.
The Lord's aide Dave introduced you to an armorsmith at Castleton named Rachel. Rachel gave you some materials and told you to craft some armor.
Collision chant. Wouldn't you want more defense though? Why would you want this?
Oh, not a bad job at all. Now, upgrade the armor. The more you upgrade your armor, the more damage it can withstand. That's all I can teach you for now. Keep crafting and upgrading your armor.
You successfully crafted armor using Rachel's materials. You will bring more materials you find on the road to a crafter to make. Rachel told you to develop your armor to withstand high-impact attacks. You'll have to learn to craft better armor pieces and improve them to prepare for tougher fights ahead.
Come back soon.
I wonder if you could just turn off the helmet.
Sorry, but your weapons don't seem to be up to scratch.
Go headgear. Oh, okay.
Unfortunate accidents often happen off the coast of Castleton, when fishing boats are sunk by the perilous reefs. Chunks of the bait the anglers use are sometimes found in the chests that wash ashore from the wreckage. Their pungent smell is highly effective at luring in wolves.
Interesting.
Crustaceans called crackles are often found in the wrecks near Windhill shores. Crackles are as ferocious as they look and have a pungent smell. It's said that a hunter once won the wolf hunting contest by secretly using crackle meat as bait.
Doxa kills them. Doesn't pop up on the menu.
This, I found a clock with more magic circles like this. We'd better look in. Adventurer, could you check the village for signs of Arceus? I'll follow you right after I report to my captain.
I'm seeing a lot of cats these days.
I know. And they don't even bother with fish. They don't catch mice, either.
What? That doesn't make sense. Cat can't leave fish and mice alone.
Just walks by.
No! Ruined again! I made a rat morph potion instead of the terror bird! I have to deliver the potion to Musk by tomorrow! I'll have to work all...
Did you find the woman?
No, she's hiding really well.
Who's there?
Where'd this guy come from?
I'm sorry I'm late. Glad you're okay. They must be Arceus spies. Can't believe they snuck into the village. We better step up our vigilance. Thank you so much for your help.
When you returned with the ingredients, the Lord's aide was greatly relieved that he could proceed with the contest as intended. He asked you to deliver the new bait to the Lord's brother, Chris, in Black Owl Plains. He also is the head of the Wolf Hunters Association, So you'll need to talk to him to acquire a keepsake.
There's a wolf somewhere. Catch them here.
This vast plain was once a cherished village landmark before the packs of giant wolves appeared. Now, even seasoned hunters avoid it. Those who trespass into the realm of savage beasts must prepare to face death.
At this rate, I might have to cancel the next contest. Wait, is that new wolf bait? I was getting worried because the old one didn't work. To think, I needed help. The hunting contest is the pride of Castleton. Are you here to make a name for yourself? What? Wolf hunting keepsakes? They were only given out in the early days of the contest. Our age must have been mistaken. But I am really touched by your story. I can't believe the children my nephew saved still remember him. It's something to be thankful for. I have an idea. You should speak with the artisan who made the keepsakes in the past. Find him and tell him I sent you. Be warned though, the materials are hard to come by. Are you willing to get them yourself? If so, you're going to need to collect broken wolf fangs and radiant antler fragments. Wolf fangs can be acquired by hunting wolves on the plains. Deer antlers can be found near Hamel's tomb. That's where the deer of the plains go to end their lives. You don't know about Hamel. Hamel was a mysterious deer that protected the plains. The villagers believed he was a divine beast that could travel through both time and dreams. Hamel drove Iskael out once, but the monstrous wolf returned with a mighty... These days, Star Children sometimes... Well, collect the materials and visit the artisan named Thomas.
It's a would you care to...
of the materials for the wolf hunting keepsake is a broken fang from one of the ferocious wolves that inhabit the Blackhow Plains. Only intrepid hunters can acquire this material, symbolizing the death of Iskale the Greyfanged.
Just spawned in. Western camp. And now you have to run back. Wow, okay. There's actually a gold seller pre-selling gold coins. There it is. Yeah, here we go.
dying because of this purple gem I have. A long time ago, Chris entrusted me with this gem from Wisp Island. I got greedy and absconded with it. And it's been draining the life out of me ever since. Really? I want to return it and be I can't do this anymore. I want to be free.
The purple gem? I see. If I had known then that the gem was a fragment of the staff an ordinary man covets a star fragment, he'll be consumed by its power, and eventually die. But he can't get rid of the star fragment on his own. Hurry, and bring Neil here. I'll contact the Resistance and arrange to collect the star fragment.
Gonna like turn him into a monster. And it'll be like, poor Neil. What happens when you try to get greedy? Or this happens.
You also came in this fragment, didn't you? Impossible!
Well, that's a bug. Still think my idea was better.
Why did you come alone? What? He was murdered by an Archeum soldier. Good. You too should be aware. I can take things from...
Alright, let's... says help a hunter in combat.
Another item required for the wolf hunting keepsake is one of the antlers.
Literally nothing happened.
Hamel, Iskale's archenemy. The antlers of the deer who sought their final rest there gleam and glow brightly with Hamel's mysterious powers.
I think I just won the hunting contest, because now I'm getting a keepsake. What?
Sweet Ukurak. I keepsakes? Yeah, I made them. But I made my last one a long, long time. I made out looking, but I'm very anxious. Whenever I begin an so eerie, you mean that girl Henry said, but I just mess it up and disappoint her. And not just, alright, fine, I'll try. But I need total silence to work, so please. Anyway, I hope Sawari like you. Actually, you should visit Marianne, the accessory crofter.
Thomas, a Castleton craftsman, reminisced about the past and recreated the same kind of wolf hunting keepsake he made in times long gone. He vividly remembered the days when Iskale.
You're a real lifesaver. I'll put this keepsake to him know that. Actually, do you think I'll meet that? In the plane.
Okay. Yeah, that's Throne of Liberty. Quests don't even make sense. Some abilities, you could probably only stack 6 for 1. Your range. Grind to level them up. Grind to level up your sword. That's it, really. Alright, I'm gonna take a break. See you guys later.